The Bushido is back. Let me show you what I've done to it, and then we're going to test it side by side with how it used to crawl on the 6 problems, so we can see what kind of a difference it made. And we're going to test the Vanquish VXT2s. Looking forward to it. Let's do it. I was really impressed with this thing, and a bunch of the guys were too on comp day when Tyler outdrove half of the guys at the comp when we had this thing down. Quick shout out to 10-year-old Tyler who drove my Bushido. He beat 4 other grown men in performance scale. Absolutely slayed with that rig, and it's a really impressive rig, and I think we might have made a few converts too. A few guys had to go of it afterwards. It's a great rig. Now, I had that in stock form some months back, just with heavier wheels. We had Deepwood's tires on. That was it. It was stock. It ran on 2S, and it just drove really well. Now, since then, I have made some more changes. The Vanquish VXT2s are going to be featured in my upcoming biggest on YouTube rock crawling tire test that is already underway filming. I've got a little bit of work to go before it's ready, but it's coming soon. We've got them fitted to the same wheels. I've got something like 30 sets of these because I'm keeping it constant for all my tires when we do the testing. So VXT2s with the standard foams they came with, sitting on 110 gram wheels. We have Yeah Racing C-hubs and knuckles in brass. They were hard to find in Australia, but I got some. Now, John Robert Holmes is one of the people I look up to in business and in the hobby, and I'm running one of his servos. This is the SHV 500 version 2. It's one of my older ones, running directly off 3S power. So the servo is beautifully fast, beautifully strong. And to match that, I've got actually a fairly low kV Fusion SE. It's the 1200 kV. So what's it like? Is it any better or worse? Let's do a side by side. Get this thing on the 6 problems now, and we shall see how it goes. Let's do it. Now let's see how it crawls. These tyres are too tall for this body, obviously. It doesn't look right, but they're still 1.9s and they're 4.75 out of diameter. Unfortunately, the center of gravity will be affected by this. I think it'll be okay because there's not much weight in this body, but it's still higher than I'd like. Wow, but that's not bad, is it? Continuing straight into problem 2. We've already set up the 11% overdrive. This thing just holds itself. Okay, that fits surprisingly well. Better than I thought. It's not bad, is it? Side hills like a champ. Big wide bumper getting in the way. Beautiful steering angle. I don't mention this enough, but the Element front axles, gosh, they're nice with these universals. They're strong, the steering angle is exceptionally good, and then you get overdrive out of the gearbox. It's perfect. Now this is really struggling. Short wheelbases struggle with climbing, steep ascents and descents. They also, you're really going to feel these tall tyres. So, not the best rig to try these on, but we still have a few tricks we can try. The grip from these tyres might be enough to get us over the line, we'll see. There we go, look at that. Now this is risky, but I'm going to try and reposition a little. Just a little, look at that. And the control from this FOC in the Fusion is exceptionally good. Then overdrive in the front and the lovely tight steering angle means we've got this problem. If not completely smoothly, it's still successful. Nice. This is problem 4. Wow, So these taller tyres at least let it, and the short wheelbase, the taller tyres and the short wheelbase let it walk over. Wow, both of these rocks, which catch trucks out almost every time. Loving the home servo. They're my favourite servos, they're really good. Look at that. Easy peasy. This is problem 5. Nope, it is not problem 5. We've just done something. Is that the slipper? What happened was, we've got a brushless system here on 12 volts now, and the bumper was jammed on the corner of one of the rocks there. I tried to throttle through it, but instead there was a sudden slip and off she went. So I'm thinking that this is the sound of a slipper that's abruptly loosened past where it should be. The slipper is, I guess, a fail-safe. You don't really need it with the brushed system it comes with, although in theory it stops you from burning something out. There's a couple of screws. You don't actually need this dust cover either, not really. Helps keep the drivetrain a bit clean. It's not hugely necessary. Alright. What I'm interested in firstly is, have we broken any gears? I don't think so, it doesn't feel like it. Let's see. So the gear is still moving and that isn't, so that is the slipper. There we go. So now if I really push this thing, oh hang on. Ooh, no, the mesh isn't good actually. That's moved since I installed it. So we've got to fix the mesh as well. When you set the motor mesh, you really want it to be as close as possible while still allowing the tiniest bit of movement. That's between the two sets of gears. So we move it right in and out just the tiniest bit. There should be like the littlest bit of movement. Alright, that's better. I don't know if that was the slipper or if the motor had moved. It's hard to say. Let's see here. Being that it's 48 dot pitch, they're pretty small gears, so it's easy to get the mesh wrong. Like, I definitely set it correctly when I put the motor in, but clearly I didn't do up those bolts quite tightly enough. I don't like to over tighten things. Right, let's try problem 5 again. Okay, problem 5, take 2. Now if you're wondering, this is the Fusion 1200. You could stick an 1800 in as well. I stuck the 12 in because that's what I had at the moment. Got to watch that front bar. There we go. You can steer it with enough power now. You can really maneuver the vehicle. Beautiful. The tyres certainly grip well. I'm very happy with them. Ah, we've got a bad entry angle here. Huh. Many cars would have needed a reset, but I think we're okay now. Combination of the overdrive in the front and the lovely tight steering angle. Well, the rear axle feels like it's caught up. There we go, now we're good. Bit sketchy, so that rear suspension's working, but we'll get there, I think. Oh no, we won't actually, not like that. Just got to go left a little bit more. There we are. Beautiful. Got to pick that body up by a body pole or two. But we're in. And last but very much not least, problem 6. Now I had trouble getting hold of some brass parts for this car. These are Racing C-hubs and knuckles. And you'll notice I've only put weight on the front, not the rear. I do have heavier wheels, but that's kind of optional. You can absolutely put just weighted wheels on and you'll get better performance, but if we're talking about optimizing, I find better performance again by just keeping that weight on the axles. Ideally, static weight as low as possible. But I think it does actually assist this little short body having a little bit in the rear as well. Look at that. Now we need to get over to the left before we're going to... Oh no, look at that short wheelbase and the extra weight and the tyres. Wouldn't have done that with the previous setup. Very good, very good. I'm quite happy with this. It's nice. So there you go, definitely better. It's a little tall with these tyres, but I think with the weight in the wheels and in the front axle here, it really helps it overcome what's lost in the center of gravity. I am going to try some smaller tyres. I think 4.6 might be a good size, give or take. There's a 4.75, it's just a little bit lower, just to tuck it down a bit. We also need to raise the body, which thankfully is very light. We'll raise it a little bit, and then I think we'll have a bit of a weapon. From here, I could add wheel wells, I could add an interior, and I could add lights. I don't think I'm going to do that though, because this in its current form is actually quite good as a bit of a sleeper for comps. I'm going to drive it and enjoy it. It's primarily a rock crawler. I might gear it up by another tooth or two. It could use a bit more speed, honestly. And I think 1800 to 2300 is a good range for a crawler motor when you go brushless. 1200 is a bit slow for it, but we can fix that with a couple of extra teeth on the pinion. Now before we finish this, I'll make one little observation. Element is very good at making a lot of interesting cars from this same platform, and the Stealth X, or the new version of that, which we're now seeing in some of their other cars, they've got many combinations with the trailing arms and the IFS and all the rest of it. They're very good. Jump across to the other booth and you've got Traxxas here with the TRX4, which was a game changer when it came out. This is the closest thing in their stable to most of the Element offerings. Stick around, I'm about to do another video for the TRX4 Sport. This was the kit. I'm looking forward to showing you what I've done, because this is the first upgrades I've done on it since I've had it, and it's been part of my channel for nearly 2 years. It's about time we did that. So I won't give anything away. Stick around for that. Throw me a like for this one, guys. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you again on RC-TNT. Cheers.